let's take a quick break from K to 12 and just talk higher ed. Frank, you want to talk about some of your, whether challenges or things that you're dealing with in your higher ed communities?
Sure. So obviously Rhode Island College, we represent three groups there. We represent the full-time faculty, the professional staff, and the adjuncts. All three of them have significant problems. Their budget was cut by over $4 million. They expect a shortage of about $10.5 million for this fiscal year, which would be devastating. So the president's already taken some internal steps, cutting salary for administrators and so forth. But one of the really tragic things that they announced last Friday was they're closing the Henry Barnard School, which is a private school on campus. It's a lab school. It's been there for 120 years. When Horace Mann and Henry Barnard worked together, creating our public college system to support consistent teaching and learning. It is a tuition school. The parents pay tuition, and as I said, it's a lab school for the Feinstein Education Program at Rhode Island College, but they just don't believe that the budget and the shortage in the budget sustains them going forward with that school without an infusion of cash. Our adjuncts are facing significant job cuts. The enrollment's down at Rhode Island College. One of the reasons that it's cited is that the Promise Scholarship Program at CCRI has taken students that traditionally would have attended Rhode Island College, where now they can go for 2 years for free. Unfortunately, we've been fighting to get it expanded to Rhode Island College as well. I think the Promise is a great program, but it comes at the expense of Rhode Island College, which is unfortunate for the college. Their revenue's down, for tuition revenue's down, so it has an impact on the staff. And we're hoping that the state comes up with additional money to fund the contractual raises. And right now they're short in all three of those areas. So there's some major concerns there. It's we believe it provides a lot of teachers in the state of Rhode Island and nurses and in other professions. It's a great school. It's a lot of first generation students attend Rhode Island College. It's a great way for people to move up and get a foothold in a successful career. So we're hoping that this is it's going to be a difficult budget year across the board for all of those things that we hold dear. And but coming up with additional money for all of those other options, as well as the higher ed that NEA and the AAUP represent, will be important.
Bob, Frank mentioned CCRI. I know there's some stuff going on at CCRI.
There's always stuff going on at CCRI. I do not understand what management is up to there. We already have grievances in process related to them not processing the contractual increases that were due on July 1st, and just kind of ignored the contract, and now they're ignoring the contract again and announcing unilateral changes to class sizes and assignments and everything, and it's essentially cooking the books. I mean, the oversight coming from the Rhode Island General Assembly over the three institutions focused correctly on CCRI for not being accurate in their representation of the situation at CCRI, and by deliberately changing things they know they're going to lose in the grievance process that are going to cost them money and claiming those savings, they are cooking the books, and they need to be called on to account for that. And it's just mind-boggling. I mean, we're all in this together. Our three public institutions of higher learning are well represented on this call, on this Zoom meeting, between the five of us, at least 1 degree from each of the three, if not more than one. And we've all done things to help all three institutions over the years, independent of which union represents which. And I just I don't get it. And we're also fortunate enough. I know that Frank and Colleen are fortunate to represent the folks at Bryant University, and we're fortunate to represent the folks at Roger Williams University and Rhode Island School of Design, and they are going through their struggles like all higher ed institutions. As I mentioned, I was on a call with our leadership at Roger Williams before this, and they have the same concerns and need the same criteria and help that the K-12 institutions do, with safety first, distancing, air quality. It's the same checklist of rules. Rapid testing. What's the R value in the state and in their communities? And we're all giving them the support they need, but it's easier when management at least gets it. And you know, CCRI in higher ed and Tiverton in our K-12 units are competing for worst management award. And during a crisis, you know, someone observed that, you know, during the crisis, the folks who are good, and so many of our folks are good, the best is brought out of them. But the ones who are bad, man, they go right to the they go right to their worst instincts. Fortunately, the overwhelming number of are good and thoughtful, and even in that adversarial labor management relationship, we've managed to get a lot done by working with management to put some things in place to deal with the crisis. But in the places it doesn't work, it's not working well at all. And I'm sad to say CCRI is one of those places right now.